So I just have one question for you. Shawl Busters! Welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. My name is Gina Pike. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. Today we're going to be doing a project update, not a vlog video. I need to do a little bit of a shorter video, which I'll explain here in a minute, but I have been working on a project called Who You Gonna Shawl? Mystery Shawl Dialogue. It is by Mary Annarella, who is of Lyrical Knits. So we're going to be talking about that today. And I hope you just grab something to drink, sit down, and let's just talk about this project, and maybe you'll want to join in and knit it with me if you aren't currently doing that. Okay, so this project is, again, from Mary Annarella, Lyrical Knits. She loves to do her mystery shawl knit-alongs once a year, and she bases her mystery shawl knit-alongs on movies. Last year, the movie was The Princess Bride, and that was a lot of fun. That was called As You Wish. It was my first introduction to her and her style of knitting and writing. She is a very creative writer, a very creative knitter. And please excuse my voice. I had surgery also on the 24th of February. I had sinus surgery. I had a lot of blockages in my nasal cavities and into my ears. So I've been battling that. And that's why I'm doing a project update today, because I don't feel like I haven't been sitting up that long. That's why I'm severely behind on comments and in emails. If you're waiting on a reply from me, I apologize. I just have been laying down a lot, and this is the first time I really kind of have gotten out of bed, except I had to go to the doctor the other day, and I have been knitting in bed, and so I apologize. I haven't been on my computer that much, so please forgive me. Please forgive my voice. But I want to talk about this project before it gets too much further along. We're already through Clue 2. Clue 3 is going to be coming out this Friday, which is March the 10th, and it's already getting away from me. So I want to go ahead and talk about Clues 1 and 2. And let's go ahead and get into it to start this project. Again, it's 6 weeks, and you do have time to catch up. Both of these clues, I've got 2 clues to show you today. They both took me about 3 days, but I'm knitting a lot slower than I normally do. I think you could probably knit them probably in a day or maybe 2. They're pretty, they're both 4 chart clues. Their clues are charted, but they're also written out in text, so you can, there's both. If you are not a chart knitter, don't fret. You can still do it because there is the text still there. I think it's a great way to learn how to read charts. If you don't really read charts, you have the text right there to help you and just help ease you into learning how to read charts, which I think are very important for your knitting because it helps you see how things line up and look and where they're supposed to be. Since I've been doing charts, I've made a lot less mistakes and knit a lot faster and catch my mistakes a lot faster. So I just encourage you to maybe try it if that's something you haven't done, especially with patterns that have both the chart and the text written out. All right, for this pattern, you need 4 skeins of fingering weight yarn, at least 400 yards. I am using, they need to be colors that play well together. I am using 4 skeins of yarn. I ended up buying a kit. I know I wasn't supposed to buy yarn this year, but I bought a kit called Floating. It's called Floating Vaporous Apparitions. It is from the Yarn Studio at Yarn to Die For out of North Carolina. These 4 colors, let me show a picture. You need a contrast color that goes well with all the other 3 colors. The other 3 colors are not used as much together, but they still kind of need to play nicely together. It's better to use more of a tonal or a slightly speckled because you're going to be doing slip stitch color work at this design. So you want the colors to also kind of contrast each other and not blend together, because when you do that slip stitch color work, you want it to be able to show up when you do that. So you don't want the colors to be too close or have colors in each other, so that when you do that color work, that it doesn't, the design doesn't show up as well. So those are things to remember. For me, I have my contrast colors, that bright pink, that's called Berry Pop. And I'm using the other 3 purples. The light one's a lavender. The medium one, my C2 is called Violet, and my third one is Electric Violet. I love that name. And these are the Studio Smitten yarns from Yarn to Die For, which is 80-10-10. It's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, which is a really wonderful mix of yarn. It's super soft, super slick. It's great to knit with, and I haven't knitted with that in a long time. So it's kind of fun to do that. So my shawl colors were obviously based off the ghost in the library. Oh my gosh, she's so scary. I can't believe I put her on my project page, and every time I see her, she kind of creeps me out. Anyway, they were based on that. I think they did a good job of matching them, and I really am enjoying using these colors. It's kind of fun. As I mentioned, Marianarella loves to do her mystery shawl knit-alongs based on movies. This year it's Ghostbusters, so that's a lot of fun. As we started getting into the first clue, there were four charts to this. I actually filmed a short video clip right after I did clue 1 because I wasn't sure if it was going to continue on, and I wanted to capture just the first clue. So please forgive my voice for this video clip as well. Let me insert that. Here's clue 1. I want to do it this way. So I'm still healing from surgery. This is where it starts. You start with a garter stitch tab cast on. You can see how it started here. You ended up making a garter stitch section where and then it builds on this and continues the garter stitch edging along the edge of your shawl to help it lay flat. This shawl grew from doing a lot of make one stitches on the center part of the stitch and on each side. And then you did this section here. It was done in strictly color 1. It was the first chart. It was called Beekman's Not Quite Wavy Lines Chart. And you can see the beautiful stitches created here. And there doing some slip stitch knitting. And then again, a lot of the make one stitches. The next chart is this one. This was called There Is No Dana chart. It was just a lot of slip stitch knitting using your color, contrast color, which is for me is this pink, and the color 3, which is this dark purple color, creating this awesome design. And then this is the next chart, which is called My Uncle Thought He Was Saint Jerome. It is just more slip stitch knitting, again, between the same colors here, your contrast color and your CC3. Just using more of the CC3 to make it darker purple, but also still using the contrast with the slip stitch knitting. And the back of this looks really neat. You see what that looks like. It's the floats aren't that big for the slip stitches, and you keep them nice and even so you can so your knitting is still stretchable to block it, but not too tight. And then the last chart is called Full Body Apparitions Chart, Full Torso Apparitions Chart. It's this one. It's really fun. It's done with contrast color CC, the contrast color Berry Pop, and then my CC2. The first time it makes an appearance in this shawl. You can see my CC2 is a purple. It is similar in hue to this darker one here. They're both kind of dark, but it is more of a blue violet. This is called Violet. This one's Electric Violet. Those are the names. But you can see it's an interesting textured pattern. It's all knitting. It's an alternation of doing like a knit 5 stitch together versus a stitch called a KYOK, and you alternate them and it creates this beautiful texture. And you do these purl 5 togethers by doing 5 elongated stitches in a row, which are the double yarn over stitches, which makes them longer, makes them easier to purl the 5 stitches together. And it just makes, there's the increase in the center. And then this was just an interesting way to make a center stitch go down. You did an increase stitch in the center. You didn't mark it off or anything. So it just carried all the way down. It's interesting, very interesting construction. And then at the very end, you bring in your contrast color, do a little bit of slip stitch knitting with a CC2 to finish it off. And again, that's the full torso apparition chart, and that's all of chart 1. It's slip stitch knitting, color work with all of the colors of the shawl already, which is kind of fun to bring all the colors in the first clue. And now we're on to clue 2. Okay, so that's what clue 1 looks like, and here it is in my hands, not laying on a table. It's getting to be a pretty good size. It's about 26.5 inches across the top, 12.5 inches in the middle from top to bottom. And it is a cute little triangular shawl. Mary Eddarella has said that this is not going to be a triangular shawl shape. So I'm excited to see what she's going to do next week. You know, I'm excited, and you'll understand more after I talk to you here about clue 2. So now we're ready to do clue 2. I do want to point out these cute little stitch markers I have on this, and then I will go into clue 2. But look at this cute little stitch marker. It's a little Ghostbuster stitch marker. It is part of a set that I got off of the store from Etsy. Look at this. This is from Loose Ends Knitting Etsy store out of New York. It has the main clue, which is a pin, or the main one, which is a pin, and it has all these cute little stitch markers, which I will show a video clip here. They're wooden on a light bulb stitch marker, so you could take that off if you don't want it, and just want the light bulb stitch marker, or you can leave it, but they're all very lightweight, super cute. I just want to mention that. I'll link her store down below, you might want to stay tuned throughout the rest of this video, because I have something else to mention about that. But they're adorable, and I was so excited to find those. All right, now let's get into clue 2. Now look at clue 2. This is going to blow your minds. This is clue 2. I know. I just showed you clue 1. And look at this. Here's clue 2. There are 2 triangular pieces. You start all over again. Here's clue 1. Here's clue 2. There's 2 of these. I know. Can you believe it? And they look the same. Look at them side by side. They almost just mirror each other. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Again, you start with a garter stitch tab cast on. This is the clue 2. I don't have the stitch marker on that one. You start with a garter stitch tab cast on. It has pretty similar lineup on the first chart, like the wavy stitch lined up. You start with color 1 again. The second chart is with the colors, the contrast color, and your color 3. Again, just like the other one, you do a different design. This is called the Slimer. Looks like the Slimer. This one was a lot of fun. This is the next chart 3. This is, look at this stitch here. This was, she did this stitch last year in the As You Wish. But it's called Knit One Under the Stitch. I believe I have a stitch tutorial for that in that video. I will link that down below. But Mary Eddarella also did stitch tutorials this year for Knit One Under the Stitch. And then the other stitch that was really interesting in this clue were the right twist and the left twist cabled stitches that are in this next part. She's got a tutorial for that. I'll link that also as well. And then she also did tutorial for this section. This is the clue 1, where you did the knit 5 together, the elongated stitch to make those stitches long, so you can purl 5 stitches together, and then the knit yarn over knit yarn over knit, which I've shown before. And I will link all of those down. I will link them all below for Mary Eddarella's channel and if I have a tutorial for it, which I believe I have a tutorial for all of these as well, I'll link them down below. And then also the other stitch that you need to worry about are the make one stitches, increases, the make one right, the make one left. I know I've done that stitch tutorial many times on my channel. I will link that down below. And if Marianarella has her own version, I will link that as well for her channel. All right, so this last part of this clue, after you do these knit one under the stitches, so cute. Again, you're basically just slipping stitches on the wrong side to have with the yarn in back, so it's on the wrong side. You have this yarn in front creating these stitches, and then you knit under the stitch to create these cute little lines. And I love this little design that came off of it. And then this one was just some combination, some beautiful lace work created doing a right twist and a left twist, cable stitches, which are just involving 2 stitches you don't have to even use a cable needle. You could go into the front of, on the left twist, you go back behind the other stitch into the back of that stitch, and then come around and knit into the first stitch. For the right twist, you just knit into the second stitch first, and then come back and knit into the first stitch. And really easy. You don't have to, like, again, don't have to use a cable needle, but it looks like a beautiful pattern this creates, this beautiful lace pattern. And just staggered. I like how she staggered it, and it's just really pretty. And they, when you put them together, I just thought that I wonder what they look like together, and they match up was perfectly like a square. So she said next week in clue 3, we're going to find out where we're going to be going with this project. I'm so excited to see where she's going to be taking us. You know, are we going to be going? She said it's not going to be a triangle. So how are we going to put these two triangles together? That's going to be so interesting, and I can't hardly wait to see that. So that's really where we are with clues 1 and 2. I appreciate letting me share that. Again, I apologize about my voice, but I wanted to share this before we got any further along. I'm hoping I can do a vlog for my next video and include clues 3 and maybe 4, or clue 3. I have been knitting just a little bit, not a lot. I'm still working on my socks, my 2 pair of socks. I'm on the heel section of those. I've been working on the Aurora Cabin shawl for Stephen West Hybrid Along. I'm on the last colorwork section, almost finishing that up, and then I'll have the chevron border and that then bind off, so that'll be done. I did want to mention I am keeping this project, the Who You Gonna Shawl, in my cute little Bolt Town project bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. Isn't that cute? I just love how colorful this is. This is a large size bag, and you can just keep a lot of stuff in there. I've got knitting needles, a little notions bag, and then my 2 shawl halves, and I just love that so much. But next week we'll be going into this week we'll be going into clue 3 on Friday. We'll be starting clue 3 with this shawl. I'm so excited to see where it'll take us. And if you haven't started, please, think about starting this with us. This is a paid pattern. It is $7.99 US, but you get a lot with it. And I've learned a lot of stitches. You get the tutorials on our channel, so it's a lot of fun. So one of the things I want to mention, I showed you guys these cute little stitch markers from Lucid's Knitting. This is Angela out of New York. Her cute little thing, and I had kind of a thing happen with it. I did not get them. Something happened in the mail. It looked like they were delivered to the wrong address, so they were lost. So she sent me 2 more. Anyway, the ones that were delivered ended up showing up, so I ended up with 4 sets of these. Now, I gave one away to one of my friends, so I have 1 set for me, and I have 2 sets to give away here on the TurnPike. It'd be really great to give away these if you are doing the knit along. But if you are and you still want to participate, I totally understand it. That's totally fine. If you want to participate to win one of these sets of stitch markers, please put a comment down below and put Ghostbusters in your comment down below. I'll put the rules for the giveaway down below. You must be 18 years old. Now, this giveaway is actually sponsored by Loose Ends Knitting, because she ended up giving me my money back for those 2 sets. So she gave me 2 sets free. So I feel like she's really the one who gave me this. I offered to pay her back, and she said no. She's a really nice lady. So please go check out her store. I will list it down below. Check out our other stitch markers. I actually have some stitch markers that I bought from her, some other kinds. Let me show you. She kind of has a theme. She likes to do themes. Let me just show you one. Let's see, which one is this one? This one is Knitting Gone Viral, and you get like a big pin to hold them all, and then she's got all these cute little different types of markers. Like that one is, oh, these are virus ones. The Phage, Microphage. I know there's a COVID one. Ebola, all these different viral ones, but she's got all different kinds of ones. Like this other one that I got is, let's see, Fiber Nerds. It's another little pin. It's got all the little things like the elements that you can use for the different stitch markers. So those are just a few of the different kinds of stitch markers she has, and go check out her store. She's a really nice lady. Again, this giveaway is sponsored by her because she gave me my money back. Thank you, Angela, for donating 2 stitch marker sets to give away on my channel here. I really do appreciate it. So if you want to participate, again, put in your comment down below, Ghostbusters. I will put the date that I'm going to pick the winner. It'll probably be in conjunction with one of my yarn giveaways, because that's just easier for me. Right now, with my voice and everything, having to film a lot is just not something that's easy for me right now. So I'll probably combine it with one of my yarn giveaways, but just take a look at that down in the description box below, and we'll go from there. Again, I have 2 to give away, so there'll be 2 winners. Each person will get one of these stitch marker sets. So anyway, thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I apologize. I hope you're all doing so well. I'm trying to get better. I am getting better day by day. It's just slow going because I'm an old lady, and I have to remember that I'm an old lady, and it just takes time for me to heal, and I just don't jump back as quickly as I used to. But I'm doing better, and thank you for letting me do just a short project update. I do have a lot of things to share in my vlog video. I have some happy mail that people sent me that I haven't opened, and I want to open that stuff to share with you. I have I actually have some yard stuff to share with you. I have some other projects, so maybe the next video I'll be feeling better and I could do that, or I may need to, it might be a couple of weeks, we'll just have to see. But I hope and pray you're all doing well. Please take care of yourselves. I will see you all very, very soon. All right, bye-bye.